Hello, viewers. You're welcome to another interesting time in the studio. This is Issues in the News on 9 News Nigeria. It's a beautiful day in the city of Abuja. My name is Nsidwe Odoite, your presenter. On today's episode, we will be looking at the state of the nation. And with me in the studio to do justice to this very interesting topic, I have to my immediate right, secondly, introduce yourself.
My name is Ken Samuel Jr. I'm a human rights lawyer, an activist, and a legal practitioner. I'm also a budding politician also too, and one of the lawyers to the People's Democratic Party in Katsina and some other parts of Nigeria.
It's a pleasure having you here, sir. And to my far right, I have the pleasure of introducing, sir. Kindly introduce yourself, sir.
Emmanuel, which is my name, the National Director of Media and Publicity, Amalgamated APC Support Groups, and a member of the Independent Campaign Council of the APC.
Thank you very much, sir. You're welcome again. Today's episode, we will be looking at the state of the nation since the incoming administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But viewers, please stay tuned. We're going on a short break. We want you to listen to the views of Nigerians so far on the state of the nation.
Honestly, the government is okay, it's perfect. Let him keep the good work. Let him keep doing it, and God will be his strength. And I wish him more power and more long life so that he will go ahead on this government.
The administration as a whole is somewhat sweet and sour. So when I say sweet is all the arrests that are being made, people being put in their place and all those pieces. But sour, I'll say, because there are some laws that are being signed that are not really comfortable with me, like the student loan bill. That shouldn't have been signed, honestly, because for one, we are not sure if we're going to get jobs after school. So how do you now want to pay back? We are not 100% sure. If we're 100% sure, it will be a different thing, but we are not sure. Like, okay, you collect a loan now of how much, it comes down to a total cost of, like, let's say 9-10 million at the end of your tuition, because now that school fees is even going up, with all the subsidy and this and that, and it's just somehow, because after you're not going to be guaranteed that, okay, you're going to get a job somewhere. So, like, how are you going to pay back if you don't get a job? People's pay grade is not even up to... Before, if you get 50,000 naira, that's something now. But now, if you get 50,000 naira, trust me, you're not going anywhere. You're not doing anything. Before, I used to think 1 million naira would change my life. But I saw 1 million naira and it was literally nothing.
It is a good move, the introduction of the student loan. This will help a poor person to go to the school. Mostly, you'll see a poor man picking. He's very brilliant, but his father cannot afford to take him to the school. But with this, at least, if he successfully finished his secondary school, he got the required scores for the JAM, at least he can apply to the school. And that loan, they said, it should be paid through his school, not to his own account or to his parents' account. At least it's a good move.
In as much as they are planning on increasing any governor's or any other senator's salary, they should think about the masses as well. If they are increasing their salary as well, they should increase the salary of the masses too, in order to help them or assist them do some lots of things that are needed to be done. To me, it's not a good idea. It's really not a good idea.
The money that they used to get Dubai is the same price that they are giving most of these senators in their offices just for allowance. I just feel it's way too much. Why are you getting newspaper allowance? For what? When you can give that money to an average Nigerian, then his life is getting better. They can start businesses, empower the youths, come down to the youths. The youths are like one of the greatest assets we have in this country. Why not empower the youths with those money? Why are you giving it to people to go and buy newspaper? Can't they buy newspaper for themselves with the money that they are getting already? It's not fair.
What I want him to do more is about the youths. and about the widow and the orphans, because they really need help in Nigeria. Mostly the widow and the youths, most especially the youths, they really need empowerment because they are roaming around the street doing nothing. They become a Yahoo boys, Yahoo girl, which is not done, which is not good. So I want our governor, our president, to look into it, at least to empower them so that they'll stop all these drug addicts and all that. And besides, in short, the way we want the Nigeria to be, I know he's going to make it to be like that. And I pray for him that God will grant him long life and prosperity. And I want him to, like Nigeria, we should have constant light. We need it because this is our own, is our light. We should have it. Other states that is under Africa, they are having light. Why are we not having light? It's not good. So I want him to look into it too. And I wish him all the best.
As they remove the fuel subsidy, let them use that, the money they remove from the fuel subsidy, to do work for the Nigerians, at least, to put it in a better place, like our road networks, our educational sectors, our health facilities, the provision of the job for the youths, for empowerment of our youths, to help our mothers, children, to help our children to go to the school. At least, we need good roads. We need good leaders in this country, at least.
It has not been easy. That is just the gospel truth, because in fact, this subsidy thing is causing havoc to everybody. Though it's a good thing, because at least I believe it will help Nigerians get into track. But we just have to suffer a little. But there should be something that the government should do, at least for the masses, because they are really suffering. Because transportation fare is something else. It's so something else now. I just hope and pray that government will have us in heart and then do something to reduce this problem.
Viewers, you are welcome. You have heard the views of ordinary Nigerians on the state of the nation. Before we go further, gentlemen, I'd like to start with you, Honorable Nwosu. It's 3 weeks into the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Any headway?
So many headways. Thank you for having me, and good day, Nigerians. There's a lot of excitement everywhere. So what I will say is not just headway, but multiple headways, because President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has wowed a lot of people, especially naysayers, who thought, oh, if the past administration was APC and we felt some hurt, maybe we're going to continue the same trajectory. The man just came in and hit the ground running as somebody that prepared for the job. You remember what he said before he took oath of office? He said, I applied for this job. I prepared for it. I will have no excuse but to deliver. Don't pity me. That is what the man is demonstrating in the last 3 weeks. So there's very much hope, and the light in the horizon is bright.
So in your opinion, there is headway?
Absolutely.
All right, Barrister Samuel, what's your take on this? Do you think there are headway or headways?
You know, the conformity, the people, the downtrodden, the people at the grassroots, the people which I represent, who are my people, the ordinary Nigerians. APC is APC. You don't expect a liberation from your captors. The thing about the Tinubu administration, though in some little aspects, I want to commend him for bringing respite. But majorly, the sufferings of Nigerians have increased. There's this very important issue as to sudden removal of subsidy without palliative measures on ground for the ordinary Nigerians. Prices of foodstuffs, prices of the basic things human beings in Nigeria need, it's far-fetched. Living life is not just for the elites and the majority. The people who are down, who depend on these basic things in life to survive in Nigeria, will it be fair on our part to say it has been a rosy time for them? That is the most fundamental question. Moving forward, in international sphere, I don't know whether it is a rumor but what I saw yesterday, the Naira has depreciated. It is now £1 to more than 1,000 Naira. It was never like that in the last administration. As demonic as the last APC administration was, it was not, and wicked, where they brought this Naira redesign. It was never like that. So, will it be fair to say this is an Eldorado government that the Nigerians people have always prayed for?
Well,
Will it be fair?
We're just 3 weeks into it.
Yes. That is why I'm leaving comments. I'm leaving my comments to be liberal. I'm not going to make a full holistic opinion on them. But the truth is that, as I've always keep saying, don't expect to see a miracle from the All Progressive Congress.
Thank you very much, sir. That is your own opinion. Thank you. We appreciate it. And viewers, we need to take a call on our third speaker for today, a Labour Party person. Please stay tuned as we make that call. He will be with us shortly.
Previous tune, press 1.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Hello.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, madam. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. My name is Isibo Doite for 9 News Nigeria, and you are live on air. Am I speaking with Chief Patrick Eholo?
Yes, ma. You are speaking with Chief Eholo, yes.
All right, sir. Please kindly introduce yourself to our viewers.
Well, my name is Chief Patrick Osage Eholo. I am the Director of Contact Mobilization of Labour Party, otherwise known as Ultimate Equal.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for being with us here. 3 weeks into the new administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Are you there, sir?
Yes, very well. I'm listening.
All right, sir. Any headway? We're 3 weeks into the new administration, sir.
Well, it's more like, a catch-22 with double-edged sword. I can say, yes, some progress has been made, but some of the progress will also make very harshly, because nobody has ever got the nerve to say they want to take away fuel subsidy. It has only been discussed. But he had the nerve to do that. It takes a lot of courage, it takes a man to do that. But there was also no provision for the people. For example, you want to take away subsidy, you had to have more buses in the streets, free tickets for the citizens, maybe a subway, perhaps, But just taking it away like that is pushing people drastically into poverty that I don't agree with. But on the area of the Nefele arrest, it was long overdue. If it was not political undertone attached to it, it makes us afraid this country, especially when the money was going to be withdrawn from circulation. It didn't continue it and wasted a lot of money, and people died and property was damaged and all that. And for the other little kick to Babwa, who was the EFCC, I think was also long overdue. So it took a lot of courage to do what's right, But speculation that is going to make the former retired AIG to replace the EFCC chairman, I think that would be a step in the wrong direction, because that man was part of the NSAS. That man has never worked in any institution. So, if political appointed at this time, if they favoritism, that would be very bad. That would lead to nepotism and other high corruption. So, we need to select and give people who can do the job, not those who supported you or who funded your campaign. So, I think that's my take on that. Otherwise, it's more like 50-50, and they can do more.
Thank you very much, sir. So, what's your reaction on the leadership of the National Assembly that just emerged? Very quickly. House
of Assembly is a very serious job. The Senate is a very serious job. I think in this 10th section, people have to, really monitor those people representing their constituency. The citizen has a lot of power, but they don't exercise it, They have to be more, and they have to live with their people more in their constituency, they are living in Abuja. Because these people, after electing them, they don't go to their constituency. They don't relate with people. They don't know what is happening. They just go to Abuja and just, talk hi, me, and just live very affluently and forget about those who voted for them. So I hope this time around they can change. I also hope the citizens can also take the time and monitor the people because they voted for them. If you vote for somebody who's not doing well, you have it right. And this is why I appreciate my lawyer, Barrister Sam Iyanseke. I want to wish him a happy belated birthday. You see, he takes people to court for very good reasons. And I do that. And I want you to do it. Because it's our business. Nigeria is a project for all of us. We can't just be complaining without doing something about it. That is easy from you now. You are doing something. And I'm also doing something by responding to your question. So I think the citizens need to participate more. And we'll be participating.
Thank you very much, sir. We will contact you again. We are still live here.
All right. Thank you. You enjoy the rest of the day. Bye-bye.
I will. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Wonsu, you have heard Mr. Barrister Samuel. You've heard his take. How do you react to the leadership that emerged from the National Assembly? Were you satisfied?
Well, it is the leadership that came through the mechanism of our party being majority in the National Assembly. So I am more than satisfied, coupled with the fact that the gentleman that came forth as the Senate President, former Governor Babio, is a ranking senator, a man that we call the uncommon transformer, who did wonders as a state governor, and he has promised to continue in the same vein as Senate President, so we have no reason to doubt him. One thing that has happened in this dispensation under the Tinubu presidency is that we are having a set of people who have been tested. We are not showcasing people who are saying we will. We have done. Our president did in Lagos. The Senate President did in Akwa Ibom. The Vice President did in Borno State. So these are people, if we talk about the House of Rep, the young man Abbas, everybody there respects him. Sound intellectual, a guy who has midwifed solid bills. He earned his reputation through hard work on the floor. And so our party brought out the best. And it's already showing.
Not to cut you in, you said they have been tried and tested. Does it mean that there are not other people there who can also be tried and tested?
No, absolutely. That's why we say it's our party mechanism that brought them forth. It doesn't mean there are no others, but in politics, especially in such contestation, you have to work within the party system.
They seem recycled.
They can be recycled. In the laws of the National Assembly, you have to be ranking to be Senate President. So if you jump in today, they will not give it to you. So it's not, as a matter of fact, we expect senators and House of Rep members to continue going there over years so that they will be able to learn and master the art of making laws. It's only Nigeria that will churn out members of the National Assembly so quickly and they are gone. People stay 20, 30 years there. It's just like, our democracy is yet to mature to that point, but we expect people to stay there for a long while. No, you young shall grow doesn't mean you come to become president as 26-year-old. No, it means that you can get involved in politics at 18, 19, go through the rudiments. You need to know your left from your right. Most of the people you saw in the past election didn't even know what it was they were doing. They were just manifesting raw anger and hate. And they said it was a political movement they were championing. No, that was why you saw that immediately after the presidential election, the governorship election took a new turn. Where were they again? They all went back home and they slept because they were not engineered through knowledge of what it is to participate in politics. They were just motivated by anger and hate. And they said, oh, we're NSAS regime. We want a new government. They don't understand that governance takes much more than just getting angry at an individual.
Okay,
and that is what we're seeing.
Can we get your take on this?
Yes, I'm not holding brief for the Obi that is arm of the Labour Party or the obedient movement, but I think my very senior friend here, I think some of the words he just used on them, I think
I did not mention anybody like Obedient. Did I mention Obedient? I just described a set of individuals who manifested
maybe
anger.
the description fits.
Oh, it fits them?
Yeah, it fits them.
Thou hast said so.
I'm not part of them. But you see, these are young men and young women who actually, I was part of the NSAS movement. And Tigra, I give them legal support by all means. So, but I'm not part of the Obedient movement. I on principles and some aspect, I differ from them. And that is not how to actually do politics. But you see, they are not misguided. No, that is not the word. These are people who are patriots. Yeah, and they know what it should be in a country where it is just and things work very well. More importantly, the current leadership of the Senate, as I said, it's a fallout of the same APC. I want Nigerians to judge. It will be too early at this time to start criticizing them or calling them out. But I want Nigerians to judge the leadership of the APC, more particularly the one of the Senate. As regards the House of Rep, there's a little bit departure. I have serious confidence and competence in the person of Tajuddin Abbas. By my relationship with the election tribunal, handling it, I've been able to meet him in one instance, and I can say this is a man, he has what it takes to actually steer the ship of the House of Representatives. He carries everybody along. And more importantly, this is a person that has passed more than 168 bills in the National Assembly. That is a tremendous and remarkable record. He has more than 50 bills that have been enacted and gazetted into laws of Nigeria, which is the core responsibility of a federal legislator. I doff my hat for him. And with that his pedigree, irrespective of the political party he belongs to, I have confidence in him. But for the Senate president, I have my reservations for him. I wish my friends from the other parts who are from Akwa Ibom, they can speak in that light for him as a governor. I don't believe he was the best governor to have ever come from any state in Nigeria. But I want the Nigerian people to judge his conduct.
But that's why he got his uncommon transformer.
Uncommon. What is uncommon about?
He did what Napoleon couldn't do.
What is uncommon about? This is a state that cannot boast of a single fire extinguisher in public facility. This is a state that cannot boast of a lot of things.
Are you from the state?
I don't need to come from Akwa Ibom not to know. This is a state that a commissioner under his government, who is now the YPP governorship candidate, a commissioner under his government has been convicted for 50 years. Yes.
But that has nothing to do with him.
He was not the governor, and the man was a commissioner. He's a product of his governance. But we'll leave it at that. I want the ordinary Nigerians to judge. One of the commissioners of his government was convicted for fraud, convicted as a commissioner in a Kadim's government.
How has it affected his being the Senate president or performing even as a governor?
I don't want to go into some
There's
details.
always a Judas in the 12.
Absolutely.
Let's say that was a Judas. And that is why I'm leaving it for the Nigerian people who will come here again in 6 months and will analyze and discuss about the Senate leadership more very deeply. I will leave it at that.
Thank you very much, sir. Still on you, Barrister.
Yes.
Do you welcome the electricity bill that has just been signed?
Yes. In all sincerity, because in my own state, the governor has actually been one of the advocates for independence of this power transmission. We have like 2 different power plants that has been championed by the governor, and there have been a running battle with the Benin City Electricity Distribution Company, and so it's actually a welcome development, and it will go further to boost the electricity situation of Nigeria. It's actually going to stop monopoly of this ADC, EDC, or whatsoever of this discourse, more particularly. And more importantly, these discourse, they are emerging serious problems. Some have financial problems, some they have management problems, some they have directorship. I'm even involved in one of the discourse who are having very, very
so
terrible.
It's a welcome idea.
It's a tremendous
Honorable, please, is it a welcome idea for you, Honorable Mosu?
Well, we have to start from the origin, and the president we have today was the first governor to launch the IPP, the Independent Power Project, during the former President Obasanjo administration. And they fought him. The federal government breathed heavily down on him because they saw that this man is light years ahead of everybody. And eventually, well, because it was in the exclusive list, they took it over. I don't know what became of it. So he's now the president, and he said, let us give Nigerians power. And he signed the bill. And today, there's a lot of expectation that things are going to evolve so rapidly in that sector, meaning that our economy will begin to experience hundreds of folds of leap, because what a lot of people are waiting for is not the government job, it is electricity to power their entrepreneurial skills. And that is what is coming to.
So
we are going to see
happens
a huge
to,
leap in our development.
Who imports generator as a means of
we don't have to consider the cabal that have held Nigeria down, just like in the oil sector. What we needed all this while was a leader who will come and break us loose from the shackles of these Shylocks. And that is what the president has just started doing, which is why a lot of naysayers who felt, oh, this is the normal APC government, are beginning to say, wait a minute, this man may be the Messiah we've been waiting for. So we should be rejoicing that those criminals, because that's what they are, that failed to sabotage everything in the power sector because we bring in generating sets, are now beginning to face the heat. And very soon we won't be hearing the pollutions of generators and the noise therewith.
Still in line with the electricity, Barrister Samuel, the removal of electricity subsidy, do you think that this is the time that it should come in?
You know, the most insensitive organization you have anywhere in Africa is the All Progressive People's Congress. You know, they don't really care about the yearnings, the things. They've been used to this draconian shutting ears to the very needs of the Nigerian people. And everything about them is done harshly, without no palliative, without no succor. They just take some certain steps. You know, a man might have a brilliant idea, but the implementation might be what will make that idea to become very unpopular and draconian. The living wages of the ordinary Nigerian people, it has not improved. So why is anybody removing the electricity tariff, increasing it? The way of life of the normal Nigerian people is way, way beyond. They can barely eat and survive. And why is anybody increasing the electricity tariff? So when you put this thing together, it also shows this thing I've been saying about the insensitivity of the normal APC government.
We are in a government that is determined to move a country from a consumption to a production country. And we are beginning to say, all over the world, people pay taxes. It's only in Nigeria that people don't pay for anything. You see somebody using electricity and he's not paying. You want government to subsidize everything. Where will government get the resources to develop the country? We travel out of Nigeria and we raise our shoulders. You say, I've been to America. What did you go there to see? You're a caveman. You left your cave to a place where fellow human beings developed infrastructure. That's what we go to see. Why can't you do it here?
I've heard that we are giving some neighboring nations,
and that has just stopped.
Why should that be?
That has just, it's been curtailed in the last 1 week. Follow what is going on in this government in just 3 weeks. A lot of things are happening. Can't you see how people were rioting in neighboring countries when fuel subsidy was stopped?
On ordinary Nigerians.
That is what we are saying. The government has put in place. No, you don't begin. What is palliative? Is palliative to give people buses? Is palliative to give people 2 tubers of yam? That is crazy. The government has set up committees with labor to go and work out what will be meaningful to the citizens. It's not just about, oh, we're giving everybody 5,000. 5,000 can do nothing.
It can't do anything.
Let us work out a holistic palliative that will take it.
People are crying.
This thing did not happen last year. This thing took 16 years of PDP. and another 8 years of APC, and you want Tinubu to solve it in 6 years,
Is
in
Tinubu
6
not from
weeks.
APC? Is it from the Labour?
That is why we say that this is a new government and a new president.
It's the same
And he
APC.
has shown that he is departing from the system that slowed progression in governance. This man in 3 weeks has drawn the international community to say, we now have hope in Nigeria. We have seen all over the world, leaders are beginning to say, with what we have seen in the last 3 weeks, we want to work in Nigeria, we want to invest in Nigeria. Let's give this man a little time. It's always easy to complain, but we must have to give what we call the holiday period to a new government.
Thank you very much.
A politician has just spoken. It's normal. You don't expect much from a politician who is talking about passionately about his political party.
This is not about party. This is about Nigeria.
Party. It's this is just 3 weeks, and we don't know how the next 3 years will be. Somebody has just come into office for 3 weeks. Subsidy is gone without no palliative and caution. Electricity tariff is up without no palliative. Do these APC governments want to hold the Nigerian people?
Please, can you ask my colleague what he wants for palliative?
Okay,
is it 5,000 naira?
We need to go on a short break, viewers. Don't go away. This is getting very interesting. Thank you so much.